Hey everyone! Welcome back to Story Hive. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss an update. Let's jump into today's story. AITA for pressing charges even though my parents offered to pay back the money my sister stole within 24 hours. I'm a 24-year-old woman living alone in a one-bedroom apartment. My 26-year-old sister, who is in her final year of college, called me out of the blue a couple of weeks ago. She said she missed me and wondered if she could come stay with me for a week since we both had some time off. I was excited about the idea because we don't get to see each other often, and I missed spending time with her. I agreed, and she came down to visit. She arrived on a Sunday, and everything seemed perfect. We spent the first couple of days catching up, going out for meals, doing some shopping, and just enjoying each other's company. It was exactly what I had hoped for a relaxing week with my sister. By Wednesday, though, things took a turn. I had to go to work, so I left her at my apartment. I asked if she was comfortable staying alone, and she assured me she was. I felt confident leaving her there as she's always been responsible and trustworthy. During my lunch break, I went to grab my wallet to buy something, but when I searched my backpack, I couldn't find it. I keep my wallet in a special compartment of my backpack where I also store my phone keys and other valuables. I immediately texted my sister to see if she had seen it, but she replied that she hadn't and offered to help. When I got home later that day, my sister told me she had found the wallet on top of my sock drawer. I was a bit puzzled because I had checked that drawer just the morning before, and it definitely wasn't there. Still, I was relieved to have my wallet back. However, things took a darker turn when I logged into my online banking. To my shock, I saw that $1545 had been withdrawn from my accounts. My heart sank as I realized that someone had stolen my money. Given that my sister was the only other person who had access to my apartment, I had a sinking feeling it was her. I confronted her about the missing money, and she eventually admitted to taking my wallet and using the money. I was furious and devastated. Not only was this a significant amount of money I could ill afford to lose, but I was also hurt that my own sister would do something like this. I told her I was calling the police. She immediately began crying and begging me not to involve law enforcement, insisting that she would have the money back within 24 hours. While I was on the phone with the dispatcher, she tried to wrestle the phone from my hand. When that failed, she ran to my room and called our parents, desperately trying to get them involved. My parents started calling me nonstop as I was speaking to the dispatcher. I could see their calls piling up. Eventually, I turned off my phone to avoid the distractions and waited for the officer to arrive. The police arrived and detained my sister. They took my statement and reviewed the evidence I had, including bank statements showing the unauthorized withdrawals. The officer informed me that, due to the amount involved, it was considered a felony, and they would be pressing charges. After the police left, I finally called my parents to explain everything. They were outraged, yelling at me for calling the cops. They said they could have repaid me quickly and accused me of ruining my sister's life. They insisted that I should have just waited and trusted them to handle it. Their reaction was a mix of anger and disappointment. I was left feeling conflicted and uncertain if I had made the right decision. I understood. They were upset because my sister was in trouble, but I couldn't ignore the gravity of what she had done and the impact it had on me. So now I'm wondering if I was wrong for pressing charges against my sister, even though my parents promised they would have the money back within a day. Update 1. After everything that happened with my sister and the police, things have been pretty tense. The initial fallout with my parents was rough. They were really angry and disappointed, and I felt guilty and conflicted about the whole situation. I understood their frustration. They felt like I overreacted and should have given them a chance to handle it without involving the authorities. But I also felt that I had to stand up for myself, especially After the police got involved, my sister faced some serious consequences. The legal process took its course, and while my parents did eventually manage to repay the stolen money, the damage had already been done. My sister had to deal with the fallout of her actions, which included legal charges and a tarnished record. It wasn't an easy situation for anyone. I tried to stay in touch with my sister throughout the legal process, offering support where I could, but it was tough. Our relationship was strained, and there was a lot of emotional distance between us. It was hard to reconcile the sister I loved with the one who had betrayed my trust so severely. My parents and I had a lot of discussions about the incident. They were still upset with me for calling the police, but eventually came around to understanding my perspective. They realized that while they wanted to protect my sister, they also needed to respect my boundaries and the severity of the situation. Over time, things have started to settle down a bit. My sister has been working on rebuilding her life and trying to make amends. It's been a long and challenging road for her, and for me too. Our relationship is still healing, but we are making progress. I've tried to be supportive while also setting clear boundaries to protect myself. It's been a tough journey, but I'm learning a lot about family dynamics, personal boundaries, and the complexities of dealing with betrayal and forgiveness. Update 2. Things have been moving along since the incident with my sister. After the police got involved and my sister was charged, there was a lot of fallout. My parents were really upset with me at first, and it took a while for them to come to terms with what happened. They felt that I should have given them a chance to handle it privately and were angry that I didn't wait. My sister's situation has been difficult. The legal charges meant she had to go through a court process, and it really affected her life. She's been struggling to cope with the consequences, including the impact on her future and her reputation. While my parents did eventually manage to repay the money, the emotional damage and legal ramifications were already in motion. Over the following months, my relationship with my sister has been strained, but slowly improving. We've had some tough conversations, and while we're not as close as we used to be, there's a tentative effort to rebuild our bond. It's clear that things have changed, and we are both adjusting to the new dynamics. My parents and I have worked through some of the tension. They've come to understand my perspective a bit better, though there's still some lingering frustration about how things unfolded. They've been trying to support my sister as she deals with the aftermath, and I've been doing my best to respect that while also taking care of myself. Overall, it's been a challenging experience, but I'm trying to focus on moving forward and healing. It's not easy, but I'm learning a lot about family forgiveness and setting boundaries. Thanks for tuning in to today's Reddit story. If you enjoyed it, please give this video a thumbs up and share it with your friends. And if you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss out on more amazing stories. See you next time.